Hello, my name is Mohammad Kassab. I'm an associate professor in software engineering at Penn State University, and it's my pleasure to present our work titled Blockchain Engineers Wanted, an empirical analysis on required skills, education, and experience. The blockchain technology's transformative capabilities have been rapidly recognized as a turning point in many use case scenarios beyond the financial sector. This emerging technology's impetus is now being utilized in multiple ways, from global payments to music sharing to managing healthcare records and even tracking diamond sales. The World Economic Forum estimates 10% of the global GDP to be stored using blockchain by 2027. Gartner estimated investment decisions worth 3.1 trillion in blockchain technology projected by 2030. So is there really a need to investigate the profile of blockchain engineer role? In synchronous with the growing sphere of blockchain, numerous data points justify the increased demand for blockchain developers, engineers. Glassdoor found 1,775 blockchain-related jobs in the US in 2018, which was 300% increase from 1 year earlier. As of December 2020, a search that we conducted on LinkedIn using the string blockchain engineer in the US retrieved 4,220 results. The skyrocketing demand for blockchain-related jobs has also translated into significant salary bump. Salaries for blockchain engineers are on par with specialists focused on artificial intelligence. Unlike traditional software development, blockchain engineers need to secure an immutable and decentralized database hosted on distributed nodes connected through a peer-to-peer network without a pre-existing trust relationship. The significant differences between blockchain-oriented development and traditional software development motivated the blockchain community to propose even a new development discipline named blockchain-oriented software engineering. In addition, the scarcity of tools, patterns, and resources, unavoidable for new technology, also poses a challenge for this role. Consequently, looking into the existing landscape of the job profiling for blockchain engineer becomes of significant importance. So as of the research methodology, we started by defining our 4 research questions. Then we did our data collection. So we utilized LinkedIn and we followed a systematic data collection process as defined by Patterson. The search string that we used was blockchain engineer, and we performed the search for each of the 50 states in the US. And then we initially assessed each retrieved job post based on inclusion criteria, and the first 8 job ads that met the inclusion criteria from each of the 50 states were included in the final set. So we ended up with 400 posts to be included for analysis. So for each post, we extracted 17 data mapped to the 4 research questions. We utilized Qualtrics XM platform to store the extracted data. To analyze the competencies, we executed a free text analysis using Text IQ, which is a feature provided by Qualtrics. And for the quantitative assessment, we used Stats IQ. In the paper, we provided a link to the form that we used for storing the data, but also the extracted data file is available through a link that we included in the paper. So at first glance, we can observe the diversity in position titles used to describe a blockchain development role. Around 41.5% of the posts were advertised as engineer, while 36.5% were advertised as developer positions, about 8.8% as architect, and 1.3% as consultant. About 25.8% of the advertised positions used blockchain keyword in the title. Note that among the 400 job posts, the majority, 56.9, came from companies with the main business domain directly related to information technology. Nevertheless, wide range of business domains is still reflected in the extracted set. Apart from the enterprises and established businesses, blockchain is also of an interest to small companies, startups. This is evidenced by the fact that more than half of the job ads came from employers with a small to medium sizes, less than 200 employees. Only 9.1 of the overall sample revealed the blockchain application that the company develops, and only 6.8 of the ads that developed application was cryptocurrency related. So in terms of the required competencies, first, we looked at blockchain required competencies. There were 161 posts, which is about 40.5% of the overall sample that explicitly asked for working knowledge of blockchain development. So we further analyzed this subsample, and the most demand by far was for expertise in cryptocurrencies, 93.2% of this subsample. And Ether came on the first place, Bitcoin second, Ripple third. And the second highest demand, blockchain related demand, was for experience in smart contracts, 31.6% of this subsample. And Solidity was of particular interest to 16.1. And the third highest demand was for Hyperledger, and the most popular Hyperledger for this subsample was Fabric, 11.2, and competency in consensus algorithms came at the fourth place at around 8%. Besides blockchain competencies, the data indicates that employers are mostly interested in professionals with a grip on the entire development process. The majority of employers, about 76.2%, require some programming skills. Our results show that Java takes the first place with 34.5% of the overall ads. And this was followed by JavaScript, Python, and then C++. 30% of the ads asked for competency in one or more database management systems. MongoDB took the first place and followed by Microsoft SQL Server. Moving our attention to software development tools and frameworks, we know that there is some demand to tools supporting cloud computing, continuous integration, build management, and source control management. These tools are not tailored solely for developers, but are part of operating continuous integration model, common in Agile and used across multiple roles. About 15.7% of the employers are interested in experts with a specialized knowledge in cryptography. We also looked at experience demand for other disruptive technologies. Knowledge of big data was requested by about 10.4% of the employers. Both artificial intelligence and machine learning had the same level demand, 6.6%, and only smaller fraction, 2.8%, asked for experience in the Internet of Things. So our analysis for soft skills in each ad, for that we executed a textual analysis on the job description, and then we mapped each advert to one or more of the soft skills defined in pre-existing soft skills taxonomy. Our study shows that about 31.3% of the ads asked for at least one soft skills, and communication skills came on the first place, followed by workplace thinking skills. In terms of requirement for education and experience, the highest number of job posts, 48.8%, asked for completed bachelor degrees as a minimum educational requirement, and 1 in 10 hiring employers asked for particular certification. When we scanned these ads thoroughly, we observed that 25% of these mentioned AWS certification, making it the most popular. So it could be AWS Solutions, AWS Architect Associate, or AWS Cloud Practitioner. Only about 15% of the ads requiring any certification refer to any blockchain certification as a requirement. And 73.8% of the overall posts listed a minimum years of experience as a requirement, making it one of the most demanded requirements among all. The average number for the minimum number of years of experiences from all posts is 4.8 years. So for the takeaways from this study, there is a high demand for blockchain professionals with a competency in the whole development process, including software design and architecture. Programming skills are fundamental. Despite being one of the most obvious responsibilities of blockchain engineer jobs, fewer job postings explicitly include required experience in blockchain development itself than experiences in programming in general. The technical experience is valued more than domain-specific knowledge, as only 7.5% of the posts require domain knowledge in finance or fintech. Previous experience plays an essential role during the hiring process for blockchain engineer. And even with low demand for formal education or certification in blockchain engineer from the current job market, this demand is likely to increase in the near future. And even though a small fraction of the overall posts reveal the blockchain platform that the company develops, we can translate the high demand for competency in cryptocurrency platforms into the assumption that cryptocurrency development still dominates the landscape of blockchain engineering. So the results of this study indicates that the blockchain engineers need to master a wide range of competencies. And we hope that this study will serve as a mapping tool for employers to identify a spectrum of local team skills and compare these with what is currently in demand in the industry. And this mapping can influence the implementation of any necessary training for existing personnel. Finally, the findings from this study can also help to improve post-secondary or continuing education courses in the blockchain area. Thank you so much. And we will be looking to get your questions in the live presentation. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone again. We are in our last talk. Mohammed Kassab, Professor Mohammed Kassab is our speaker. He's gonna to show you just in a few slides the results, insights, and conclusion of the work, just to resume what is missing from the video. Okay, please, Mohammed, go ahead. The stage is yours.
Thank you. So I'm sharing with you the insights from the data that you've seen on the screen. So first of all, there is a high demand for blockchain professionals with competency in the whole development process, including software design and architecture. And as you've seen, programming skills are fundamental. And despite being one of the most obvious responsibilities of a blockchain engineer job, fewer job postings explicitly include required experience in blockchain development itself than experience in programming in general. And our interpretation to this, it's being in the field, blockchain engineering is still new. So companies are trying to hire traditional software engineers on hope that they will transition them to become blockchain engineers. And the third insight is the technical experience is valued more than domain-specific knowledge. For example, even though that blockchain is the essence of the infrastructure for cryptocurrencies development, only 7.5% of the posts we surveyed require domain knowledge in finance fintech. And this is probably because the technology's aspects at this stage are still predominant, and there is a need for building infrastructure, which will then require finance background. The fourth insight, that previous experience plays an essential role during the hiring process for a blockchain engineer role, and more than the academic degree certificates. And this is probably due to the slow response of the academic world to the market. I know that there is an ongoing study right now by the organizer of this workshop to look at what type of training are being offered in institutions for blockchain.
So there's somebody asking to expand the screen, if you can. Sorry about interrupting you. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much,
Sure.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No problem. And we anticipate that there will be higher demand in terms of education and certificates. In the paper, we listed some of the ongoing in development or offered training programs and certificates currently for blockchain. Even with low demand for formal education, so the certification in blockchain for the current job market, this demand is likely to increase soon. And the sixth insight from this presentation, even though a small fraction of the overall posts reveal that blockchain platform that the company develops, we can translate the high demand for competency in cryptocurrency platforms into assumption that cryptocurrency still dominates the landscape of blockchain engineering. So in conclusion, the results of this study indicate that blockchain engineers need to master a wide range of competencies, as you've seen. Our analysis can be used by candidates looking to pursue a technical career in the disruptive technology. Besides potential engineers, employers can also use this study to calibrate their training for their engineers in the time they need to transition them into the blockchain role. And this study can also serve as a mapping tool for employers to identify the spectrum of local team skills and compare these with what's currently in demand in the industry. And also, the findings of this study can help to improve the post-secondary or continuing education domain in terms of the courses or certificates they are offering for blockchain. So we really hope that you find the data we presented here insightful, and I'm available for your questions.
Thank you very much, Mohamed. Thank you very much.
I have one question.
Oh, okay, Marco, please go ahead. Then we're going to ask a question from the audience. Okay.
Yeah, so thank you, because the study is really interesting. And I was wondering whether you think something like enhance these insights with geolocation information, for example, mining the curricula of blockchain software engineers, and try to see if there are patterns or if there are places in the worldwide where you have more concentration of blockchain software engineers. And second, last and finally, how do you see in the near future the role of blockchain software engineer? It's going to become mainstream, or it's just a bubble that is going to pop up sooner or later?
Sure. So for the first part of the question, it's very insightful. It's a very good question. In fact, me and Giuseppe, who's my second co-author, we are conducting this study right now. We are looking at expanding the study to look at different markets in Europe. I'm doing it also in Canada. And the goal is really to understand if there is any patterns or differences across that role at different locations. So we did something on that for IoT in the past, and we would like to replicate this study for blockchain. And where do I see it? I think it's continuing, and it can be, as what have been stated in the introduction, we can see how it's being anticipated, the role of blockchain in terms of participation in revenue, how much it's going to take from that market. And the blockchain is way beyond cryptocurrency now. 2 years ago, I was presenting a paper at your exact workshop for blockchain for healthcare. And in fact, now with the vaccine distribution, I think like UK was one of the first few countries utilizing blockchain for vaccine distribution. So the utilization of blockchain outside the cryptocurrency is increasing, and that would, as what you call it in your workshop also, it creates a new discipline of blockchain software development, and I use this term, and this role will keep emerging.
Yeah. Thanks again for the excellent presentation and work. So we got one question from the audience.
Yes. Can you read it, Mohamed?
Yes. Louisa, so the question, did you see a preference from employees in regards to blockchain certifications? It was not really a good pattern. We know there is a one certificate offered by MIT, which is highly recognized, but because of MIT, obviously. And Hyperledger offers its own certificate too. So these two were maybe more mentioned, but other than that, most of the certificates were towards AWS and cloud computing more than blockchain. And our interpretation to that, there is not too many certificates being offered yet, and that need to be changed. And again, I think like right now, Roberto, you are conducting a study on that exact topic, which is seeing what type of blockchain education is going on. And we saw the survey. I think it's really excellent. Yeah, so.
Yes, I put it on chat. Everyone can look at that. Yes, yeah. Exactly. The question was also, if you know, there are, some public institutions like university, but not only university, in US or in America and North America, providing full programs, full educational programs on blockchain technology, like not just one course, but like a master provided by the university or in the academy, because it looks like not many universities are providing this kind of program. But we have only 40 seconds left.
Right. So I think only Hyperledger right now. Last time I looked into it, they were proposing such a program. I'm not sure if it's offered yet, but there was such a program being proposed.
Okay. Yeah, I believe there's a lack of university, but that's going to be the future, in my opinion. So not just providing one single course, but a few, like 3-4 different courses on different aspects of this technology. Software engineering, programming, coding.
And what I really think would be nice that if we do a mapping.